too. It was maddening. This tiny, intricate world of springs and gears refused to yield to his brute force. But slowly, painfully, something inside Elias began to shift. He learned to take a deep breath before even touching the delicate parts. He learned to pause, to observe, to respect the fragile dance of mechanics. His once impatient fingers grew steadier, his touch gentler, more deliberate. O's would melt away as he hunched over the workbench, lost in the silent, focused world of timepieces. These lessons started to seep into his life outside the dusty old shop. At work, when his supervisor criticized a report, Elias felt that familiar hot-tempered fire rise in his chest. But then, an image of the fragile escape wheel, the delicate balance spring, flashed in his mind. He thought of Patience. Jarrett. He spoke calmly, explaining his reasoning without raising his voice. He saw a flicker of surprise in his supervisor's eyes, not the usual wariness. Later that day, his co-workers lingered by his desk. The conversations lasted longer. People didn't seem to retreat from him anymore. Each evening, as he worked, the watch grew closer to wholeness. The scattered, broken pieces were slowly, meticulously reassembled. And with each tiny click of a gear falling into place, Elias felt something inside himself, a part of him, he thought, was long lost and shattered. Beyond repairs, slowly stitching itself back together. It was a quiet, internal mending, as delicate and profound as the watch he was healing. Nearly a year after that terrible night of breaking, Elias held the watch in his hands again. Its face gleamed, the crystal unmarred, its golden hands ticked steadily, a soft but strong and confident beat. It wasn't the same watch. The tiny repairs, the faint lines where cracks were sealed, told a new story. And he wasn't the same man. The anger that had once defined him was replaced by a quiet strength, a hard-won calm. He knew what he had to do. On New Year's Eve, with big, lazy snowflakes falling outside, he traveled to his aunt's city. The familiar journey felt different this time, filled with a nervous hope instead of a simmering resentment. His palms were slick with sweat as he stood before Anna's door, his heart hammering against his ribs. He knocked. When Anna opened the door, her eyes widened in surprise. The warmth he had once taken for granted, the easy affection that had always been there, was gone. In its place was a guarded caution that pierced him more than any anger could have. "Hi," Elias said, his voice barely a whisper. He held out his hand, palm open, the restored watch resting on it. "I fixed it, or rather, I learned how to. It's not exactly the same as it was, but it works again. Like me, I guess." Anna's gaze flickered from the gleaming watch to his face, searching his eyes for something he hoped she would find. For a long, agonizing moment, silence stretched between them, thick and heavy with a year of unspoken words and unresolved pain. Elias braced himself for rejection, for the door to close, for this to be the final end. Then Anna stepped aside. "Come in." They sat at her kitchen table, the small, round one where they'd shared countless meals and arguments. The restored watch lay between them, its soft ticking a fragile heartbeat bridging the chasm of silence. This time, Elias spoke first. He told her everything. He described the box of broken pieces, a perfect mirror of his own shattered self. He spoke of the old watchmaker, his gruff kindness, and his endless lessons in patience. He confessed the shame that had gnawed at him every single day, the profound, aching emptiness her absence had carved into his life. He didn't make excuses. He didn't ask for pity. He just laid his brokenness bare. And then, for the first time in his life, he truly listened. Anna's voice trembled as she finally told him of her hurt. The years of enduring his explosive temper, the emotional exhaustion of always being the one to forgive, to smooth things over. She spoke of the bone-deep fear she felt when he had smashed the watch, not just for the heirloom, but for what it represented. tears streamed down her face. This time, Elias didn't try to stop them or defend himself. He just let them fall, absorbing the pain he had caused. "I was so tired," Anna whispered, her voice cracking. "So tired of being the one who held us together. When you broke that watch, I thought, I can't do this anymore. I just can't." Elias bowed his head, the weight of her words pressing down on him. "I know," he said softly. "Ori, I know I don't deserve another chance. But I'm asking for one anyway." Silence fell again. But this time, it wasn't empty. It was filled with a fragile possibility. Slowly, cautiously, Anna reached across the table. Her fingers didn't touch his, but they gently rested on the watch, feeling the steady vibration of its movement. "Ben, show me," she said quietly. "Show me you've changed." For the first time in what felt like a lifetime, a flicker of genuine hope stirred in Elias's chest. The road ahead was not easy. Trust, once shattered, couldn't be repaired overnight with a single apology. It needed time, consistency, and effort. But Elias was patient now. He understood that care wasn't a grand one-time gesture, but a steady, quiet rhythm, like the ticking of a clock. Kay was in the small things, calling when he said he would. Listening without interrupting, learning to breathe instead of reacting. He carried the watch with him every day. It wasn't a shameful reminder of what he had broken anymore. It became a testament to what he had rebuilt, both in metal and in spirit. The watch had taught him its most profound lesson, that time is fragile, but relationships are even more so. It taught him that while anger destroys in an instant, patience rebuilds, piece by painstaking piece. And most importantly, it taught him that some things, once shattered, can be made whole again, not the same as they were before, but different. Stronger, even, for the mending. And so Elias learned, day by day, how to keep his father's memory ticking, and how to keep his sister by his side. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If it resonated with you, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. See you in the next one.